This is the Meta 1 month overview reading for the month of August 2023. It's currently June 20th, 2023, 5:38 p.m. Eastern Time. Meta at the time of this reading in the extended hours is currently $436.93. That's USD. And the shuffle file for the Meta reading for August was created on May 20th, 2023 at 11:46 p.m. That's this file right here. The overall theme and behavior for the month, we have a rally offering opportunity to either close out of a long position or prepare in preparation for a decline, prepare with some protection or opening a short position. It is crossed, however, with sideways rotation, a key support level, and an important trade opportunity on like a 1 year kind of scale probably. Behavior around the highest high, we have out of a decline, a fast sudden move higher that marks the end of that decline and takes us to the highest high. And behavior around the lowest low, we should have a period of sideways rotation, and within that period of sideways rotation we should see a sharp drop that'll stand out on a 1 month kind of scale, and that drop will take us to a support level. We'll revisit a support level that was recently a past opportunity. Before we go any further, let's take a look at June and see how we're doing thus far. I think it wasn't our best reading. We missed the lowest low here at the very beginning of the month, which sometimes will happen is because it's so irrelevant. Once you pass that day, the rest of the month becomes much more crucial. We have a peak on the 9th, and you can see there's a peak there on the 9th before quite a lot of decline on the 9th. On the 12th, we have a decline that offered opportunity to open up a long position, and you can see we had both a trough and a peak there, and that's pretty solid. That's pretty accurate. We were off a day on this trough. We also expected it to be a lowest low. Didn't end up being a lowest low, but it did stand out as a trough here on the 14th. We had it for the 13th. On the 15th, unicursal price level, and you can see that was a significant opportunity. We're advised to be cautious around that top, and then we've had decline into the 20th. We still have the possibility of this being a highest high as predicted here on the 28th. Two highs in between, like a decline, or two declines off of highs, you could say. So this is probably another peak over here, in which case I still expect to see a highest high around the 28th, maybe the 30th with that lost card, but somewhere around the end of the month. The trades and stuff for the most part look pretty solid. When we look at the 1 year, we're pretty solid on the 1 year. We have a lowest low in March. You can see right here, March 14th, we have a lowest low. We have a low in March, and then we have a highest high in June, and you can see we have the potential to be seeing a highest high here in June. So the 1 year's looking really solid. 1 year was done back in October 10th, 2022 at 2:06 p.m. Eastern Time, still being used today with insane accuracy. That's ESO meta-analysis, my friends. Day-by-day chart behavior here. So we have an important crest early in the day on the 1st. It looks like at an important price level on a multi-day kind of scale, and we decline pretty notably from that. The following day, however, we have a rally that offers an opportunity. So there's some price swinging going on here in the first few days of August for Meta. We have this rally that offers opportunity, significant trade opportunity on a multi-day kind of swing trade. I'll talk about that in more detail in the paid version. The trade that I see there on the 1st and the trade that I see on the 2nd, as well as the 3rd here, where we have sideways fluidity. Looks like we have the potential for a lowest low around the 3rd, but there is a lot of price swinging, and there is an important crest or peak there on the 3rd, 4th, which could be a highest high. I don't think it's the highest high, but if I'm wrong about this reading, then that would be where the highest high would show that I'm wrong. In any case, there's an important resistance level highlighted there. There's going to be a crest that stands out, even if it's not a highest high. We go from a trough, which is most likely a lowest low, to an important crest there. On the 14th, important resistance highlighted on a multi-day kind of scale. On the 7th, we likely open lower over the weekend, like gap down, and we open lower with a big move higher early in the day, and then a continued move higher, an unexpected move higher, maybe out of a gap down. There's an unexpected move higher on the 8th as well, and a prominent crest or peak, as well as possibility of a lowest low there as well. It's less likely than I think on the 3rd, but it is possible. There's going to be a prominent trough there and a prominent crest, and then we probably gap down again on the 9th with another big move, breaking out on a multi-day kind of scale, and there's a trade opportunity there as well. Between the 9th and the 10th, there's decline, so either we gap down again on the 10th, or there's a decline early in the morning on the 10th, because there's opportunity on the 9th posing for a close on the 10th. Out of the decline, we should see a notable move higher there on the 10th on a multi-day kind of scale. Trade opportunity there, as well as on the 11th, where we meet a key resistance level on a multi-day kind of scale, and we break down with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. We likely rally over the weekend, we likely gap up over the weekend, and there's a peak early in the day on the 14th with like a U-shaped dip and a peak at the end of the day as well. We have like this two peaks with a valley in between, and that U-shaped dip usually forms near the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines. The 15th, we have a period of volatility that ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then there's quite a lot of price change on the 16th. That's probably a really wild day there. We have both a prominent trough, which with a big move off of it, and that's about midday, as well as an important resistance level on a multi-day kind of scale highlighted there. It might be our highest price level thus far on the 16th, but here on the 16th there's a lot of price change, and at the end of the day we're at a peak or crest where there's opportunity as well. There's like a breakout and an opportunity to trade there as well. A lot of opportunity around the 16th. On the 17th we likely gap down. Either we decline into a trough at the end of the day, and then there's a fast sudden move higher starting at the end of the day out of the trough, or we gap down and then there's a fast sudden move higher throughout the day. I think we probably decline throughout the 17th, and then there's a fast sudden move higher out of the trough at the end of the day. On the 18th, we push the upper end of a range higher. Over the weekend, gap up. There's a peak or crest there early in the day on the 21st, and price swings, pretty wild price swings on the 21st. There's a key resistance level highlighted on the 22nd, key resistance level that we've met several times before and failed to break through, and it's highlighted there with a sharp drop early in the day. And then on the 23rd, we have the establishment of support with some sideways rotational on key support, followed by a big move higher, sitting out on a multi-day scale, and then sideways rotation along a higher support level. And we likely see a high around here, highest high around the 23rd. A lot of price change or like back and forth behavior on the 24th. Looks like the majority's to the upside though, bumping along resistance. Trade opportunity there as well. There's a lot of trade opportunities I'm going to talk about in the paid version. And if you're interested in the paid version, I'll let you know how to get to that paid version at the end of this video, guys. On the 25th, we have a prominent move higher followed by a full retracement of that move. Either that or there's a rally into a high at the end of the day. That would be if like there's a merger or acquisition news that comes out here on the 25th. There's a peak or crest and probably a high there on the cusp of the 25th, 28th. I think it's probably the morning of the 28th with another gap up on the morning over the weekend. On morning of the 28th, highest high. We're bumping along resistance, possibly breakthrough resistance, bump along resistance, but it looks like at the beginning of the day is the highest high. And then on the 29th, we break down through multiple support levels. Really significant decline there. On the 30th, out of a decline, there should be a big move from the bottom of a range to the top of a range, and then on the 31st, that big move from the bottom of a range to the top of a range probably was along a diagonal trend line, which rallied into the 31st. With that rally ends with a fast sudden move higher and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. We may see a lowest low at the end of the month too. It is quite possible that this is opportunity here, this short opportunity, which is here. There's short opportunity here on the 2nd for sure. We'll talk about it in a lot more depth in the paid version. The sneak preview is near overbought crest or peak that we sell off from pretty notably as the highlight or the overall trend. We'll have to look at September to see clear. And that's the meta for August 2023, my friends. Please subscribe if you haven't done so. It really helps out the channel. And if you're interested in the paid version, guys, it's a really great way to support the channel as well. We definitely remember the names of everybody that does subscribes for a paid version. It's the right thing to do. Meadow posts under our services tab of tarotfortraders.com. Scroll down to monthly subscription. Any of these tickers. Or if you're interested in multiple, you can always go for the 30 days access to all paid. And we talk about the best trades. Like, what am I talking about here? I would discuss how on the 2nd, in the midst of a rally, you're going to want to open up a short position. Probably when we break through a key resistance on a one-day scale and then stay above it briefly and break back down through the same price level, that would be my entry. And I'd look to close that short position the following morning at a lowest low or at an important trough. That's the type of information that you get on, like, we go through all of them that we see as good trades. And stay away from the ones that look like trades that are probably not. So it's a great way to support the channel. Thanks for all that, guys. Stay tuned if you got the paid version. We're going to get into that momentarily. As always, make sure to follow that rule of karma here on our resources tab of the website Tarot for Traders. 5% forward, 5% backwards, and spend that 90% left over out of love. As long as you do that, my friends, the universe will send it back to you tenfold through this channel. I'll see you guys on the next one.